Well, good morning, everybody. It is a kind of cool, blustery Friday morning here in Vermont. And when I left the hostel this morning, I checked the weather, and it had no chance of rain. Of course, that was in Rutland, Vermont. And right now we're in Killington, Vermont. And I checked the weather once I got up here, and it did have a little bit of rain. And for the most part, it rained all the way up. So I was like, oh, what a mess I'm about to walk into. But the rain was supposed to end about 9 or 9:30. So after that, clear up a little bit. So good news is it's ended a little bit early. I'm getting a little bit of a late start, probably 30 minutes later than I anticipated. And I hope it doesn't impact me at the end, as I have a set pickup time. But I guess I can adjust that as required. But we got a big day, 17.6 miles today. I'm gonna be climbing up Killington Mnt, which is, pretty significant mountain here in Vermont. It's the second highest mountain in Vermont. And we started from the parking lot at about 1,800 feet. And Mount Killington is about 4,200 feet. So we got about a 2,400 foot climb, but it's over the course of probably 4.5 miles or so. So I don't think it's dramatic. There will be some spots I'm sure will be more severe up. But so far it's been gradual up, and just kind of working our way around the sides of the mountain. So that's cool. So once we get over Killington, and I'm hoping there's some views up there. That's my curse. You get to a place that's known for great views, and it's socked in due to the weather. But we'll see and take what we get. After I come off Killington and go towards the pickup point, it's going to be relatively or generally downhill. So we'll see how that works. So that's the plan for today. Hope everybody's having an awesome day, and we'll catch up with you as we get further down the path. This is Cooper Lodge, everybody. I think it's been condemned and decommissioned, or they've kind of got it cordoned off. It looks pretty rough. We are still trying to climb up to top of Mount Killington. And it's been a struggle, I have to tell you that. Of course, you get uphill, but it's just so wet. And up until this moment, been dealing with a lot of rain and mist. So we'll get on up there. All right, folks. I'm now climbing down from the peak of Mount Killington. Yes, climbing down. There's absolutely no views from the peak of Mount Killington today. It is a cloud. It's like you could slice it with a knife. It's so thick, and there's nothing to see. There's absolutely nothing to see. And I got people coming down behind me too. You might hear them. Here they come. They're kind of disappointed as well. It's a pretty strong hike up there. To be disappointed to not have a view, but that's just the way it is. These mountains, these little microburst storms or whatever's happening pop up, and to sock everything in. And it's unfortunate, but total waste of time. I hate it for the people, you know, maybe they've taken time off from work or whatever and decided to do it, you know, but yeah, it is what it is. I give it my best shot and there's nothing to see. All right, so I don't know exactly, I haven't checked the app lately, but I think we're probably about 10 miles yet out from our extraction point. Good news is most of those miles from here on out should be generally downhill as I hike uphill, and so I'm hopeful I can make up some time and make my driver pretty close to the original requested time. So we'll see about all that. All right, we'll keep you posted as we get closer. Oh, I tell you folks, it's been muddy, wet, obviously, and the wind's been blowing, making it extremely cold. I'm not wearing this rain jacket because of the rain that I've experienced today, as much as I just need it to break off the wind because it's so cold. But the actual temperature this morning was supposed to be 62, but then they put the feel like temperature at 43. So that's quite, I don't really understand how that works. I'm sure they're factoring in the wind and the rain, of course. But if it feels like 43, shouldn't it be 43? I don't know. Nevertheless, we're making progress. We are headed generally down. I want to give a little update on my, I guess, tick bite. So I've gone through 4 doses of the antibiotics now. And I can definitely tell that there's little to no heat. I was sensing a fair amount of heat originally in that sore area, and I don't sense hardly any now, if any. And the ring has certainly not expanded. How am I going to get through this? The ring has not expanded, and the ring itself was a really bright red color originally. Now I'd say it's more of a kind of a pink color. So bottom line is I think it's getting better. We're making progress, so I feel good. Obviously, I wouldn't be out here schlepping through the schlop. But it's all good. We need to make these miles. So we got a highlight here for today, even though we didn't get any views, which is, I shouldn't let it aggravate me, but it just seems like every time I should see views, I don't see views. I hope that doesn't follow me when I get into New Hampshire, because that's where the real views are. But anyway, highlight for today will be the fact that we cross over the 1,700 mile mark, and that will definitely be a nice milestone to check off, leaving us less than 500 miles to finish up the Appalachian Trail. So that's pretty encouraging. So I have to check the app and make sure I don't miss that. Hopefully it's there's a marker that's very visible, but I'd like to catch it if I can with a picture. But anyway, we're going to press on and make the most of this wet day, and we'll catch up with you a little further down the path. All right, everybody. I'm just heading down the mountain. That, if you can see up there in that cloud, is where I intended to go on Mount Killington. It's actually cleared some since I was up there. You know, probably an hour or so has passed. Hour, maybe two. But you can see it's still pretty cloudy up there. But way worse when I was up there. I mean, you couldn't see hardly your hand in front of your face, kind of cloudy. And 2 or 3 people standing around just like, you think it's going to clear anytime soon? I don't know. So, you know, so it's a shame, because some of the better views here, I'd say probably one of the best viewpoints in the state of Vermont is what we missed. And it's a real shame, but I think there's going to be another view down here of some of the mountains surrounding. So if we get anything as we go down, it seems to be clearing some as we get lower, and maybe we'll have a view. So we'll see. All right, we'll talk a little later. Downhill, straight downhill, wet rocks. We'll be all right. All right, everybody, it's official. We have passed the 1,700 mile mark. We're actually at 16. We're going southbound, so we're currently at 1,699.9. And for the last 1/10 of a mile, I've been looking for anything here in the weeds or on the trail that might indicate some kind of impromptu mile marker. I knew that there'd be nothing official. There's rarely anything official, but I figured there might be something on the trail. Someday I might just make my own, since that's what somebody else is doing anyway, right? They're making their own. But no official mile marker today, I don't think. So anyway, one thing you can't argue with is the fact that we've gone past the 1,700 mile mark. So this will leave us with less than 500 miles to finish the Appalachian Trail. You know, so it's pretty huge. You know, it's starting to get a bit more tangible, you know. I mean, you get talking, well, I only have 700 more miles, you know. That's a lot of miles. And don't get me wrong, 495 miles is a lot of miles, but it just starts to feel like it's doable, you know. So feeling good about that. The day itself is kind of a disappointing washout, but we have made miles, and that's what we're here to do, is just to keep on hiking. And regardless of what the weather might have, what weather we might have, and that's what we've done today. So we can still fulfill our mission regardless and feel good about it. So we're pressing on. We're about say about 4 hours away from pickup, which will make me about 30 minutes late. It happens. I was talking to some of these drivers, and they say, I always say, man, I hate to show up late, you know. He's like, well, you're in a big boat, because by far the majority of people who call and change their pickup time are changing it because they're running late, not because they're running early. And this will be like the second time ever that I recall changing my pickup time to a later time. So I don't feel too bad about it, but still prefer not to do it, because they've got schedules too. but it is what it is. The trail's smoothed out. We've come down the hardest part of the descent. Now we're just kind of gradually cruising, so we might make some of this time up. All right, hope everybody's having a wonderful morning or afternoon or whatever it is wherever you are, and we'll catch up with you further down the path. All right, everybody, we have successfully traversed that mountain and come off this hill, walked across the road as well as the railroad, and we've landed ourselves right here in the parking lot, just waiting for my driver to be here. I told him I'd be, actually I ended up being about 10 minutes late. I was going to get a pickup at 5, and I was able to cut all that time that I was concerned about down to about 10 minutes. So I ended up 10 minutes after 5, but I sent him a message and said I think I'll be there around 5:15. And he said, that's okay, I'm running late as well. So just waiting on him to show up now, but that's okay, no big issues. All in all, a pretty good day. You know, 17.6 miles is a pretty respectable day, I think. I had to push it pretty hard because I didn't anticipate it taking as long as it would, or as it did early in the morning, because it's just so wet. Then we got into that rainy, misty stuff, and then it was a tough climb up to Killington. And then after all that work to get up there and have no views whatsoever. Right now it'd probably be some beautiful views. The sun has come out and it's cleared up a good bit. We still has a fair amount of clouds, some overcast, but overall it's been a pretty day, at least in the afternoon, and we're able to knock out the miles that we planned to do, so that's a success in my book. So appreciate y'all joining along, and we will look forward to catching up with you first thing in the morning.